here we have Ethereum versus the dollar, and we have a daily range going on right now. The daily range 31.25 at the 382 Fibonacci retracement right here to the upside versus, our current lows at about 29.50 or so to the downside. As long as you are holding that range, just like Bitcoin above about $39,000. Sorry, this is no longer relevant right there, or at least not for right now, although it very easily could be. But we'll get to that when it becomes relevant. Just like Bitcoin on the range lows, I do have to be looking for a short-term bounce here first and foremost. Bounces can come up very easily anywhere to 30.40, maybe even 30.50 in the short term. But ultimately, this is just a range play in this case, and that is a bit of short-term hopium, to be fair. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to go over here to the higher term timeframes like the 5-day and the weekly. And I would say that this is not a strong formation right there, but until you actually do break below about 39, let's see, let me actually get this properly here, 39.50 on a daily, I would not be looking for that next major leg to the downside. However, if that does happen, I am looking somewhere between about 2650, as low as 2650 to as high as about 2800 or so. By the same token, Ethereum will complete its reversal on the daily here with actually a daily higher low, to be fair as well. If it does trade and close back above about 31.25, that would imply targets back up towards the 618 here at about 32.50, 32.60, very likely a short-term stop there, and then, continuation very likely to your April highs, and probably beyond as well. Do I think that that's less likely right now? Yes, but at the end of the day, my opinion on that is not necessary for price action to evolve. Let's go check out momentum oscillators over here to see if that kind of adds on to the bias at all. If we go over to the daily stochastic momentum does remain to the upside as long as, I almost said Bitcoin, but Ethereum is above 29.25. 12-hour is going to be showing actually downside below 31.08, but that is actually not hugely problematic for right now, seeing as you're trading above there. 4-hour has actually had a full-on almost reset, will turn back up above 31.20, and then also notice, that's actually quite far away, but also notice that there is a bit of a regression trend line coming in from the last few lows. That would be your 12th of April lows versus your 18th of April lows, and potentially another one right here. So that was this low right here, and this low right here, and potentially this low right here. So that would be kind of the hopium right now. How would you validate the hopium? Bounce emerges over the next few days and brings you back above about 31.20. If you see that, that would be a good indication that this one is going to flip around and ultimately tag back around its $3,500 to $3,600 highs, and probably continuation from there in the following weeks. But until then, risk does remain lower, to be fair. And when I say risk remains lower, again, I want to reference this chart over here, probably back down to the weekly range lows, similar to Bitcoin, if that criteria is met. Until then, short-term bouncy, but beware of that. Beware of that region, or perhaps I could say that in a better way, but I don't have the vocabulary right now, unfortunately. Other than that, let's see. Is there any other obvious signals over here? Not so much on a 4-hour. What about a daily over here? Daily BBWP is on the floor, so this one is very likely looking for a move similar to Bitcoin, probably around that 20% region, evolving from this structure, and I would call, a pretty big downside move if you do actually break this to the, to the south side. Ultimately, potentially going as low as what you did see in January. That would be kind of your 20% move right there. To the upside, that probably puts you around your $38,000 to $4,000 highs. And again, that would just look overall good for Ethereum. But right now, kind of at a critical position, and anytime that you are in range lows, well, I'll leave it right there. And hopefully that was helpful, man.